Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of attraction. Now you might think it's all about love songs and poetry, but trust me, there's a whole lot of science going on behind the scenes. We're talking about the intricate workings of the human body and brain, the evolutionary forces that have shaped us over millennia, and the chemical cocktails that make us go weak in the knees. Get ready to explore the surprising facts about attraction. From the subtle physiological changes that occur when you lock eyes with someone special to the powerful neurochemicals that flood your brain. We're going to break down the science behind why we're drawn to certain people and how our bodies react in those exhilarating moments of connection. So, buckle up as we embark on this cosmic journey into the universe of attraction. Prepare to have your mind blown as we unravel the mysteries of this fundamental human experience. Let's get started. Ever notice your heart pounding a little faster when you're around someone you're attracted to? You're not imagining it. That's your body's way of saying, hey, this person is interesting. When we see someone we find attractive, our nervous system kicks into gear. It's like our brain hits the fight or flight button, but instead of running away, we're leaning in, hoping for a conversation, a smile, maybe even a phone number. This response is triggered by the release of adrenaline and noradrenaline, hormones that get our hearts pumping and blood flowing. It's an ancient, primal reaction, hardwired into our biology. And it's not just about being nervous, it's about being energized, ready to engage with the object of our affection. So the next time you feel your heart skip a beat, don't panic. It's just science at work, reminding you that you're alive and capable of experiencing the thrilling roller coaster of attraction. We've all been there, palms sweating, maybe a little underarm action, all thanks to that special someone across the room. Sweating might seem like an embarrassing side effect of attraction, but it's just another sign that your body's working overtime. You see, our sweat glands are controlled by the sympathetic nervous system, the same system responsible for that fight or flight response we talked about earlier. When we're attracted to someone, our sympathetic nervous system goes into overdrive, releasing hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones not only increase our heart rate and blood pressure, but also stimulate our sweat glands. It's a completely natural physiological response, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. In fact, some studies suggest that the scent of our sweat can actually convey subconscious signals about our attraction and compatibility. So, that sweaty handshake might be more meaningful than you think. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and when it comes to attraction, they might be onto something. Ever notice how someone's eyes seem to sparkle when they're interested in you? That's pupil dilation, and it's a dead giveaway that someone's feeling the attraction. Our pupils, those black circles in the center of our eyes, are controlled by muscles that regulate the amount of light entering our eyes. But here's the fascinating part. Pupil dilation isn't just about light. It's also influenced by our emotions, including attraction. When we see someone we find attractive, our brains release dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. Dopamine, in turn, stimulates the nerves that control our pupil muscles, causing them to dilate. This dilation makes our eyes appear larger and brighter, which is often perceived as a sign of interest, attraction, and even trustworthiness. So, pay attention to those pupils. They might be revealing more than you realize. Sometimes, the most powerful communication happens without a single word being spoken. Our bodies are constantly sending out signals, and when it comes to attraction, those signals can be loud and clear. Think about it. When you're attracted to someone, you tend to lean in, make eye contact, and maybe even mirror their movements subconsciously. These subtle shifts in body language are our way of expressing interest and building rapport. On the other hand, if we're not feeling the attraction, we might cross our arms, avoid eye contact, or angle our bodies away from the person. These nonverbal cues are often unconscious, but they speak volumes about our level of interest. So, the next time you're trying to gauge someone's attraction, pay attention to their body language. It might just reveal more than words ever could. Remember that fight or flight response we talked about? Well, adrenaline is the star of the show. When we encounter someone we're attracted to, Our adrenal glands release a surge of adrenaline into our bloodstream. This adrenaline rush is responsible for those classic symptoms of attraction: racing heart, sweaty palms, butterflies in our stomach. It's our body's way of preparing us for action, whether that's mustering the courage to strike up a conversation or simply savoring the excitement of the moment. Adrenaline also sharpens our senses and boosts our energy levels, making us more alert and responsive to the object of our affection. It's like our body's natural performance enhancer, priming us to make a good impression. If adrenaline is the engine driving the attraction train, dopamine is the conductor, guiding our attention and making the ride so enjoyable. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that plays a crucial role in our brain's reward pathway. When we experience something pleasurable, whether it's a delicious meal, a thrilling adventure, or the company of someone we're attracted to, our brains release dopamine. This dopamine surge creates feelings of pleasure, euphoria, and motivation, reinforcing the behavior that led to the reward in the first place. In the context of attraction, dopamine is released when we see, interact with, or even just think about someone we find appealing. It's what makes us want to spend more time with that person, learn more about them, and pursue a deeper connection. Now, let's step back in time and explore the evolutionary roots of attraction. From an evolutionary perspective, attraction is all about survival, ensuring the continuation of our species. Over millions of years, humans have evolved to find certain traits attractive because those traits signal good health, fertility, and strong genes. For example, facial symmetry is often considered attractive because it suggests good genes and developmental stability. Similarly, clear skin, bright eyes, and a healthy physique are all indicators of good health and reproductive fitness. These traits would have been especially important in our ancestral past, when survival was more precarious. While our modern world is vastly different from the environments our ancestors faced, those evolutionary preferences are still deeply ingrained in our biology, influencing who we find attractive. So, what are some of the specific physical traits and behaviors that humans find attractive? Well, it's a complex equation with many variables, but there are some common themes that emerge across cultures and time periods. For example, research has shown that men are often attracted to women with a waist-to-hip ratio of around 0.7, which is thought to be an indicator of fertility. Women, on the other hand, tend to be attracted to men with masculine features, such as a strong jawline and broad shoulders, which are associated with higher testosterone levels. But it's not just about physical appearance. Behaviors like kindness, humor, intelligence, and confidence can also be incredibly attractive, as they signal desirable qualities in a potential partner. While both men and women experience attraction, there are some intriguing differences in how they perceive and respond to it. For instance, studies have shown that men are more likely to be visually oriented, placing a higher importance on physical attractiveness. Women, on the other hand, tend to be more attuned to cues like social status, resources, and personality traits, which might signal a potential partner's ability to provide and protect. These differences in attraction patterns are thought to be rooted in our evolutionary past, reflecting the different roles men and women played in reproduction and child-rearing. Let's bring all this science to life with some real-world examples. Imagine you're at a party and you spot someone across the room who catches your eye. Your heart starts racing, your palms get a little sweaty, and you can't help but steal glances their way. You work up the courage to approach them, and as you start chatting, you notice their pupils are dilated and they're mirroring your body language. These are all telltale signs that the attraction is mutual. Or maybe you've been with your partner for years, and the initial spark has evolved into a deep, loving connection. While the adrenaline rush might not be as intense as it once was, the dopamine release and feelings of pleasure and contentment are still very much present. So there you have it, a glimpse into the fascinating science behind attraction. From the subtle physiological changes to the powerful neurochemicals at play, attraction is a complex and multifaceted experience that has captivated humans for millennia. Understanding the science behind attraction can can not only deepen our appreciation for this fundamental human experience, but also provide valuable insights into our own preferences and behaviors. So the next time you feel that undeniable pull towards someone, remember that it's not just magic, it's science.